Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In this video, we will discuss about the rules for making a ray diagram by a convex lens and the image formation by a convex lens. In the previous video, we were discuss about what do you mean by the spherical lens. There are two main type of the spherical lens, convex lens and the concave lens. So in this video, we will discuss about rules for making a ray diagram by convex lens and image formation by a convex lens with the different position of the object. So let us start with the rules for making a ray diagram by a convex lens, right? What do you mean by the convex lens, dear student? So if the both the spherical surface is a outward curvature, right, the lens is called the convex lens. So here if we consider this convex lens, the center of the lens is called the optical center. Convex lens has a two principal focus, f1 and f2, and two center of curvature, c1 and c2. Here dear student, you must have to remember that the principal focus is exactly half at the center of the curvature from the pole, because according to the relation between the radius of the curvature and the focal length. What is the relation between the radius of the curvature and focal length? Yes, r is equal to twice the 2f. That means the radius of curvature is double than the focal length. So if we draw a convex lens here, the center of the convex lens is called the optical center, right? Two principal focus and two center of curvature, right? So first rules for image formation by a convex lens is when the ray of light parallel to the principal axis of a convex lens always pass through the focus on the other side of the lens. So when the ray of the light parallel to the principal axis passes through the lens, and on the other side after refraction on the other side the ray of the light is always pass through the principal focus, right? So if we incident a ray of the light parallel to the principal axis after refraction, right, the ray of the light passing to the principal focus, right, but on the other side. Now what is the second rules? Second rules is that a ray of the light passing through the principal focus will emerge parallel to the principal axis after refraction. Opposite of the first rule. What is the first rule? What is the first rule? When the ray of the light incident parallel to the principal axis after refraction, right, the ray of the light passing through the principal focus on the other side of the lens. Now exactly inverse of this, right, reverse of this, when the ray of the light is passing through the principal focus of the lens on the other side after refraction, the ray will emerge parallel to the principal axis. So here we get the after refraction the rays are parallel to the principal axis, right? So when the ray of the light passing through the principal focus after refraction, the ray of the light will emerge parallel to the principal axis, right? So understand second rule. Now what is the third rule? A ray of the light passing through the optical center will emerge without any deviation. There is no refraction occurs when the ray of the light passing through the optical center. So when the ray of the light passing through the optical center, right, it will emerge after refraction, it will emerge without any deviation, right? The ray of the light does not bend after the refraction. So dear student, you have to remember this all the three rules for making a ray diagram by a convex lens or the image formation by a convex lens with the various position of the object. So let us revise once again all the three rules, right? What is the first rule? When the what is the first rule? When the ray of the light parallel to the principal axis of a convex lens after refraction always pass through the principal focus on the other side of the lens, right? Second rule, when the ray of the light passing through the principal focus after refraction, the ray of the light is parallel to the principal axis, right? And what is the third rule? When the ray of the light passing through the optical center O, the ray of the light will emerge without any deviation, right? So for the image formation by a convex lens for the various position of the object, right, we use minimum of the two rules which we had discussed above, right? Out of these three rules we had discussed, we use minimum of a two rules for ray diagram by the image formed by the convex lens for the different position of the object. So dear student, let us start the ray diagram of the image formed by the convex lens. This point is very important for the examination also. One or two ray diagram can be asked in an examination for the draw the ray diagram when the object is placed at this position. Draw the ray diagram of the image formation by the convex lens when the object is placed at this position. So let us see all the different position of the object, how the image can be formed by a convex lens for the different position of the object. So let us start with the first, when the object is at an infinite distance. So what do you mean by the infinite distance? When the object is at an infinite distance, that means when the object is very far from the convex lens and the rays coming out emerging from the object which is very far from the lens are parallel to each other. So if we consider the object is at an infinite distance, the rays coming towards the lens from the infinite distance are parallel to each other. So here we consider the rays A and B, right? A and B is very far from the lens and all the rays are coming from the A are parallel to the principal axis. So we consider the parallel rays from the top point of the object which is very far from the lens, right? So consider these two rays which is very far from the object which are parallel to each other, right? So if we considering the first ray which passing through the optical center O, right, this ray emerge without deviation according to the rule number 3. When the ray of the light passing through the optical center, the ray emergent ray without deviation, right, the ray of the light emergent without deviation, and another ray if we considering the ray of the light parallel to this ray, right, after refraction it will meet at this point A dash, right, at the principal focus. So we know that, dear student, when the ray of the light parallel to each other after refraction it will meet at the principal focus. So at the principal focus the image of an object will be produced, right, form. So where the image, what is the position of the image? When the object is at the infinite distance, the image will be produced at the second principal focus f2. At f2, that means the second principal focus on the other side of the object, on the other side of the lens. So the position of the image is at a principal focus f2, second principal focus. Now what will be the nature of the image, real or virtual? So here the ray of the lights after refraction are actually meet at this point. So you can say that the real image will be produced or real image will be formed at this point, right? And the nature of the image is a inverted. So the nature of the image is real and inverted. Size of the image is a point size, or we can say that the highly diminished, right? So understand first point, when the object is at the infinite distance, right, the image formed by the convex lens is at the second principal focus f2. The nature of the image is a real and inverted, and size of the image is a point size, or we can say the highly diminished or a very small. Now let us see the second position of the object. When the object is beyond 2f1, that means the beyond the first center of curvature. Here 2f1 is a first center of curvature, 2f2 is the second center of curvature, f1 is the first principal focus, and f2 is the second principal focus. Now when the object is placed beyond the center of the curvature, that means the center of 2f1. So if we place a object AB at this position beyond the center of the curvature, to draw a ray diagram, right, take a lens, convex lens, take a optical center O, right, and from the optical center draw a principal focus and exact same distance we consider as a center of the curvature. So here the center of the curvature is at a double distance than the focal length, right? So if we consider the object AB is placed beyond a center of the curvature, first center of the curvature, or we can say that when the object is placed at a 2f1, beyond 2f1. So to draw a ray diagram, consider minimum of a 2 ray from the point A. So this point A, from this point A, consider a 2 rays. One ray is parallel to the principal axis, right? After refraction, this ray AD is a parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, this ray is passing through the second principal focus, right? So consider a first ray which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, the ray passing through the principal focus according to the rule number 1, right? When the ray of the light incident parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will pass through the second principal focus. And second ray we consider when the ray of the light passing through the optical center O, right, it will emerge without deviation, right? So it will emerge without deviation when the ray of the light passing through the optical center O, right, it cannot refract it, right, it cannot deviate it. So these two rays after refraction, these two rays meet at a point A dash. So we can say that the at this point A dash B dash, the image of an object AB will be formed. So dear student, where the image will be produced? Image will be produced between the f2 principal focus and the 2f2, that means the center of the curvature, right? So the position of image between the f2 and the 2f2, the nature of the image is a real and inverted, and size of the image is diminished, that means the smaller than the object, right? So understand second point. So when the object is beyond the center of the curvature or beyond the 2f1, the image will be produced between the f2 and the 2f2. That means second principal focus and the second center of the curvature. Nature of the image is a real and inverted, and size of the image is a diminished. That means a smaller than the object. So let us take the third ray diagram. When the object is at a 2f1, or we can say that when the object is at a first center of the curvature. So if we place a object AB is at a center of the curvature or at a 2f1, right? So we consider the to form a image of this object AB, we require a minimum of the two ray. So as per the previous rules, right, we consider a first ray which is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, it will pass through the second principal focus, right? And second, if we considering a ray of the light passing through the optical center O, right, it will emerge without deviation. So these two rays are meet at a point this and this point. At this point, the image of the point A is formed at a dash, right? So at the second principal focus, the image will be formed A dash, B dash, right? Clear? So where the image will be formed? The image will be formed at the second second center of the curvature. So when the object is placed at the first center of the curvature, the image will be formed at the second center of the curvature. So when the object is placed at a 2f1, the image will be formed at a 2f2. Nature of the image is real and inverted, right? And size of the image is same as the size of the object. Understand? Dear student, when the object is placed at the 2f1, the image will be produced at the 2f2. The nature of the image is real and inverted, and the size of the image is same as the size of the object. Now next, when the object is between f1 and 2fn, when the object is placed between the first principal focus and the first center of the curvature. So when the object is placed between f1 and 2f1, object AB is placed, right? So to form a image of an object AB, we require to consider a minimum of a two rays. First ray we consider as a rays parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it will pass through the principal focus. And second ray, if we consider the ray emerging from the point A, passing through the optical center O, right, it will emerge without deviation. So at this point A dash, the image of a point A will be formed, and the image will be formed at a beyond the 2f, beyond the center of the curvature. So dear student, when the object is placed between the principal focus and the center of the curvature, right, the image on the other side of the lens, the image will be formed beyond the center of the curvature, or we can say that the beyond the 2f1. So the position of the image on the other side of the lens is beyond the 2f2, right? The nature of the image is real and inverted, right? The nature of the image is a real and inverted, and the size of the image is enlarged. That means the image will be produced is larger than the object. The size of the image is larger than the object, right? So understand, dear student, when the object is placed between the f1 and 2f1, the image will be produced beyond the 2f2 on the other side of the lens. The nature of the image is a real and inverted, and the size of the image is a larger than the object, right? So next is the when the object is at the principal focused. First principal focus. So when the object is placed between the first principal at the first principal focus F1. When the object AB is placed at the first principal focus F. So if we consider the two rays, right, emerging from a point A, right, one is a parallel to the principal axis and second one is the passing through the optical center. So after refraction, if we take these two rays after refraction which are parallel to each other, so the image will be formed at the infinite distance. The nature of the image is a real and inverted, and the size of the image is a very large, highly enlarged. That means very large compared to the object. So dear student, when the object is at the principal focus, right, the image will be produced at the infinite distance on the other side of the lens. The nature of the image is real and inverted, and the size of the image is highly enlarged. That means very large compared to the object. So now next and last case of the image formed by the convex lens. So when the object is between the principal focus and the optical center O. This one is the optical center O. And when the object is placed between the principal focus F and the optical center O, right, the image will be produced on the same side as the object, right? And here we consider the ray of the light which is parallel to the principal axis. If we considering a ray of the light emerging from A which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will pass through the principal focus. And second ray, if we consider ray of the light passing through the optical center O, right, it will emerge without any deviation. So these two rays of the light cannot meet on the other side of the lens. But if we extend these two rays beyond, right, if we extend these two rays in the backward direction, it will meet at a point A dash, right? So at the point A dash, right, A dash B dash, the image will be produced on the same side of the lens as the object is placed, right? Now what type of the image will be produced? The image will be produced is a virtual and erect. In this case, the image will be produced virtual and erect. Why it is a virtual? Because the rays of the light does not actually meet. If we extend beyond, the rays of the light appear to meet at a point A dash. So the image produced by the lens is a virtual and erect, and the size of the image is enlarged. That means the larger than the object. So dear student, understand this principle is very important. When the object is placed between the principal focus and the optical center, the image will be produced on the same side of the lens as the object is placed. The nature of the image is virtual and erect, and the size of the image is enlarged. So this principle of the light, this principle of the convex lens and the refraction of the light is used in a optical microscope to produce the larger image of the smaller object. The object is placed between the principal focus and the optical center, right? We can produce a larger virtual and erect image in the optical microscope. So this principle is used in a optical microscope to see a image of a very small object. When the object is placed between the principal focus and the optical center, we get a virtual and erect, and the very large image of an object, so that we can see the smaller object in a very magnified form. So dear student, understand how the image formed by the convex lens with the different position of the object. Understand dear student all the 6 case, right? Let us summarize all the 6 case, right, in the form of the table. So when first case is when the object is at the infinite distance, the image produced at the principal focus f2, right, the size of the image is highly diminished, or we can say that the point size, and the nature of the image is real and inverted. What is the second case? When the object is placed beyond the 2f1, that means beyond the center of curvature. Position of the image will be formed on the other side of the lens between f2 and 2f2, and the size of the image is diminished, that means the smaller than the object, and the nature of the image is real and inverted. Third case is when the object is placed at the 2f1, the image will be produced at the 2f2 on the other side of the object. The size of the image is same as the size of the object, and the nature of the image is real and inverted. Fourth case, when the object is placed between the f1 and 2f1, right, f1 and 2f1, that means the f1 principal focus and the center of the curvature, the image will be produced beyond the 2f2, that means beyond center of the curvature. The size of the image is larger than the object, and the nature of the image is real and inverted. Now, when the object is placed at the principal focus f1, the image will be produced on the other side of the lens is at a infinite distance, and the size of the image is a very large compared to the object. Nature of the image is again real and inverted. Now, last and important principle is that when the object is placed between the principal focus f1 and the optical center O, right, the image will be produced on the same side of the lens as the object placed, and the image size of the image is larger than the object, and the nature of the image is a virtual and erect. So this principle is used in the optical microscope to see a image of a very small object in the larger form. So dear student, I hope that you understand all the image formation by a convex lens. Thank you very much for watching my video.